Whoa, lockdown's over shortly, and we're allowed to go out and do some fishing off the shore. That's really handy, so good luck to everybody there. One other thing that you can think about doing is perhaps some squid fishing off the waterfront. Places like Mission Bay, quite handy. And so I'm going to be out there hopefully next week, having a go at catching some squid. So what are we going to need? Well, we're going to need ourselves a little rod and reel. This is a nice light little thing, 2-piece, about 8 feet long. You could use a soft bait rod if you want, so you're going to need that. And then a little spinning reel as well too, just to go with your little rod. Just a nice light braid. Doesn't have to be too fancy or anything, but spinning reel with that rod, really good option. Then what we do is we connect a little bit of light fluorocarbon to the braid. So the Black Magic fluorocarbon is a really good one to use. You could use 8 pound, 10 pound if you like. If you do use 12 pound, there's a really good chance that you'll get some jigs back if you get a bit of a snag happening, and you will get snags because the squid live amongst the rocks and the weed. So fluorocarbon is a really good option. Black Magic stuff, good stuff. And what I actually do, because at night time it's a little bit fiddly, tie knots and things like that, I'll actually take a spare trace with me, all rigged up. I've got a little swivel on there as well, so I can quickly connect my squid jigs to it. But that's all ready to go, so then I'm not fumbling around trying to tie things at night time, etc. I should also mention you're going to need yourself a good headlight as well too, just to provide some light. Safety if nothing else, but sometimes you do want to see if there's any squid sort of a few feet away, etc., because they can come right up to your feet. So a decent headlight. You're going to need a little set of braid scissors. I mentioned a couple of swivels. Might want to get some little swivels, that way you can chop and change your jig very, very quickly. Okay, and then you're going to need yourself some squid jigs. Now here's an example of what a squid jig looks like. I'll go into these a little bit further in another video, but that's a Black Magic squid snatcher. That's what the packaging looks like if you'd like to have a little look at that. And so with squid jigs at this stage, we're looking at smaller squid being around the waterfront at the moment. So what I like to try and do is catch a few of them for baits for my snapper fishing, which we'll hopefully be able to do at the end of lockdown 3. Perhaps as we go down to 2, they might relax the rules a little bit and we can go out in the boats again. So I want to get some nice little fresh baits if I can. So the sort of sizes that I'll be taking out with me, be like the size 2s, size 2.5s maybe. So that's an example of a size 2 jig versus a size 2.5. Should be able to see that all pretty good. So the size 2, nice and small. The smaller squid tend to go for smaller jigs, and it's like anything, the bigger bit of food that you put in front of a squid, it's more likely that you're going to catch a slightly bigger one. So that's not to say that there aren't bigger squid around, but there are a lot of smaller ones around at the moment. So feel free to take a size 3 down there as well if you do think there are a few bigger ones around, but mostly size 2s and 2.5s for me at the moment. And what I do to store them is just put them in a little snapper snatcher packaging as well too. It just keeps them nice and tidy. And I don't want to take a great big box of 50 jigs like some people prefer to do. I just want to take a handful down. This is a bit of an exploratory sort of a mission. So I'll just take a handful of 2s, a handful of 2.5s. What else am I going to take? I'm going to need a UV torch. Some of these squid jigs actually glow up under a UV light. Okay, so you can blow them up, and that just makes the jigs a lot more visible to the squid, in particular if the water's a little bit cloudy. And then lastly, what I'm going to take with me is a little icky spike, these things here. So if we want to kill our squid humanely, a couple of spikes in between the eyes with these things, and the squid will die quite humanely, nice and easy. You can use your knuckles, of course, and wrap them in between the eyes, but this is just a quick and easy way of doing it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put everything in my little Black Magic bum bag here. So I've got my spare trace and scissors, throw my jigs in. Okay, and I've got my little plastic bag here as well, hopefully for any squid that I might catch. So I can just wear that on the front of me or on my backside, and that way I've got my arms free. I've only got my rod there. So happy squidding everybody, be safe, and we'll talk later on a few other bits and pieces.